Hello and welcome, Lynx here, and today's video is brought to you thanks to my Twitch channel. Because I was streaming a few visual novels in one night, and we'll be having a few videos thanks to that as well. Anywho, if you are into Twitch as well, or streaming in general, feel free to go to Twitch, jump there, and follow me there as well. It's twitch.tv/PolishLynx. Yeah, let's not limit ourselves to just YouTube. It works! Okay, the next one is The Vampire Detective and the Case of the Lying Maid. Lying Maid. A premise of it. Enid had a crush on her eccentric lady Olivia for as long as she could remember, but she rather died than admit it. One day she summoned to Olivia's study for an unclear reason. Okay. Okay. We can do this. Start. Moment. Give me a sec. I forgot one thing. I think this one might also be in the vampire. Question mark? Detective? I think. No, it was actually not. It was actually not on Twitch, I guess. Okay, so games and demos. Games and demos it is. Man, switching the freaking descriptions or categories is such a pain. Okay, let's go. I should have known it was a trap. Bookshelves line the walls of the small study. That's a good looking study, by the way. Just lacking the chair, but well, whatever. And something I point out in visual novels, actually a clock with indicators. A lot of visual novels don't have indicators on their clocks for some reason. From top to bottom, they're filled with mystery novels in different languages. Outside is a bright and sunny spring day, but here, heavy curtains cover the window, letting a sliver of light through. It feels like twilight, despite whatever the actual time may be. Well, I've asked you a question. She's tracing the rim of her teacup with her fingertip. In the... Okay, good choice of music. In the dimly lit room, she looks fitting, adding to the mysterious atmosphere with her otherworldly looks and inscrutable smile. Very attractive. Her eyes catch the light of the lamp and almost look like they're glowing. I stifle the urge to look down and break eye contact. I need more time to think. An excuse, anything will do. Oh, I remembered I left the stove on. It doesn't matter. I have to go to the bathroom. Also, Enid over here, she has the most dangerous for a character hairstyle. Oh boy. Hopefully she'll survive this. Answer the question first. I should have noticed the clues. First, she sees me searching for something. Then she suddenly invites me for tea. She's drumming her fingers on the cover of the book on the desk before her. It's a medium-sized scrapbook, the kind used for pictures and postcards, that sort of thing. The cover is discolored, one corner is bent and the spine is creased. There's no title or any sort of writing on it, but I know it very well. I'll repeat. Again. This old scrapbook I found lying around the living room, is it yours? A straightforward question. The answer would depend on whether she's looked inside. If I lie... Oh, we are the maid. If I lie and say it's not mine, she'll most certainly open it. If I admit it's mine and she's seen what's in it, there is only one possibility to escape. Yes. Please give it back, there is in my throat. I see. She takes a sip of her tea. I hope she doesn't make that sound. Haven't touched mine since I've noticed that cursed book. I want to run away. Suddenly she swivels around her chair with a triumphant laugh. Of course my vampire senses were right. Except you're not a vampire, they don't exist. Or do they? I noticed it carried the same subtle floral scent. Can I have it back? Now! You treasure the scrapbook, don't you? I have no idea what she's planning, and the tension is getting on my nerves. Did she look inside or not? But asking that would be the same as admitting that I have something to hide. It's better to act nonchalant. And that means, if you really want it back, you will do anything, No. But you'll at least hear me out. I can't help but sigh. I know that I will regret that. Maybe. Excellent. There are a couple of mysteries that have bothered me for a while. She leans forward and rests her chin on one hand, observing me. I don't like being observed. I don't mind. And we've known each other for more than 15 years, is that right? That's true. Ever since her parents have taken me in, when I was little, I've been by her side. We're always together and even went to the same school so I could keep an eye on her. As the noble undead, I rarely venture outside. Our kind has always shunned humans, feeling a little need for companionship. That's a shut-in, not undead. But I guess calling yourself undead is more cool. Still, you've been my stalwart protector, my faithful assistant, my... Get to the point! She leans even further forward, her face very close to mine. Her shampoo smells nice. Confirmed. I've been pondering it for a long time now. Enid, you could have gone anywhere and become anyone, yet you choose to continue living here, serving as my personal maid. Doesn't my unnatural state scare you? Why exactly are you always with me? I work here. She's still looking at me expectantly. I live here? You know, it's really peculiar how easily you can bear my vampiric gaze. That's because you're not a vampire, you idiot. Finally, she sits back down. I breathe a sigh of relief. Anyway, how about a game? The bet being your scrapbook. Whoever wins gets to keep it. But did you look inside or not? I have to keep my cool. I pick up my cup, making sure it doesn't rattle against the saucer. It gives me a convenient excuse to not look at her, but I can still feel I'm being observed. Fine. What are you playing? Chess? Nothing so boring. Let's play. Why do you need... Why, what now? Wait. That's a Fate reference. What the heck? That thing was in... what is it called? I need to check now. For heaven's sake. Why do I not remember when I need to remember this stuff? Technically it wasn't called Fate. Or no, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't. What was the title of it? Wait, if I go search for Grey. That one. Lord El Meloy. That's what I was thinking about. That's right, Lord El Meloy sort of reference. Why, what now? The rules are simple. I describe a crime scene and propose a motive the culprit might have. If you think the reason was different, you have to prove it. Seems harmless enough. And what if we agree with your suggested motive? Why are you smiling like this? Then shall we begin? Let's raise the curtain on the mystery of a certain girl's heart. Wait, what? Let's do it? Sure. For a moment, we're both silent. Only the clock can be heard. She seems to be deep in thought, and I keep glancing at a scrapbook in front of her. When she finally speaks, the sound almost makes me jump. Let us imagine a schoolyard. Actually, you know what? We don't have to imagine. I've recreated the whole scene here. Well, she's definitely not an artist. A chalk drawing on the blackboard. But again, probably better than me. Still. It takes me a moment of confused squinting to figure out what it's supposed to represent. And then I feel my stomach drop as if I've missed a step going down the stairs. Does this remind you of anything? Of course it does. It was one of those few cases where I came dangerously close to being exposed. What was I even thinking back then? No. You know what? I wasn't thinking at all, and just followed my anger. Then allow me to explain. Like I said, a schoolyard. An afternoon in early spring. Unlike today, the sky was overcast. That's why I dared to go out. It's a simple enough story. Girl. An unwise Girl A, okay. Girl A unwisely ventures outside, where she's confronted by bullies. They mock her and throw her belongings in the nearby pond. Shockingly barbaric behavior, but something I came to expect from humans. Of course, you'd attract negative attention if you keep up your stupid vampire active, and at school I've tried to make her understand many times, but it was like talking to a wall. And it would have ended just like that. With Girl A standing there at a loss, and her school bag sinking, slowly, to the bottom of a muddy pond, if not for the sudden arrival of our culprit. No, rather than culprit, let's call her the hero. It takes all my self-control not to flinch.
Usually reticent and standoffish, the hero prefers to keep her distance from her peers. She treats even Girl A, a person she's the closest with, rather coldly. But today, for some reason, like a force of vengeance, the hero falls upon the bullies. It was quite frightening, actually. After scaring them off, as if that was enough, she dives right into the water. Dives? It was very shallow. And valiantly rescues Girl A's belongings, heedless of getting drenched up to her waist. It's a wonder she didn't catch a cold afterwards.
I guess it was time to hope she's forgotten the last part.
And the final, crowning moment. The hero brings Girl A her bag and...
She poses with her eyes closed. I don't want to hear it.
And then she says clear as day, "Sorry about that. Don't let it get to you."
I tried to take a deep, calming breath without moving. It's harder than it seems.
So what's your point? The hero's motive is simple. She has a crush on Girl A and helps her because of that. There is no other explanation for such an uncharacteristic act.
There. Finally. She said it. Now that I know her name, I know how to fight back.
And what are you basing this on? Why, the evidence, everything is pretty clear, is it not? Are you sure? Absolutely certain? If you disagree, you're free to offer your own interpretation. That's the point of this game. So if I prove, the hero had different motives, I win. And you will accept my solution? Of course, as long as you have evidence. I'm a servant of truth, after all.
So it's not enough to come out with a lie. I have to figure out a way to interpret the facts to fit my version of events. No matter, I won't be defeated, not with my dignity at stake.
Then I'll prove it. I'll prove that the hero is definitely not in love with Girl A.
Judging by her expression, she feels pretty confident that I'll fail. How naive. I'm a virtuoso at lying.
If you're worried that there are any details missing on the drawing, don't be. Everything's been recreated perfectly. I'm quite proud of my drawing skills too, by the way.
You shouldn't be. I guess this blind confidence is one of her charm points.
I'm not worried. There's plenty of information to support my case.
Is there?
Are you ready?
The main issue is that she's, of course, right about everything, but... I am in love with her, okay? And it's been like that for years. If I had confessed right away instead of letting this build up, but I have no choice. I've suffered enough of it just knowing how pathetic I am. So, yeah. So letting her know for a fact would be the killing blow. My pride will never recover. Dude, with those games, I mean, whoever is on Twitch right now watching might not know, I guess, but I do cover VNs on YouTube a lot. Not streaming it there, just making videos. And I don't know how many times I've repeated this, but holding back on your feelings is a terrible thing. Go, confess. It's better to be rejected than not doing anything at all. End of story. It's unthinkable to let anyone, even her, have such an advantage over me. Instead of an outright lie, it's always better to just tell a different truth. For my false scenario to be convincing, I'll have to make sure all events are backed by evidence. I know I can do it.
Let's go through my accusation again line by line. If you find yourself disagreeing with what I say or have any questions, let me know. Dun, 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 dun. Girl A has an encounter with bullies and gets her bag stolen. And who's that on the left? Oh, she was the reason. I mean, girl A was outside. This girl was crying and she went up to her to ask what's wrong. Ooh. Turns out her romantic confession has been rejected and there was nothing to be done. But before girl A could return, she was noticed. If the hero was in love with her, wouldn't she have stopped that situation from happening in the first place? She's not omniscient, and it was rare for girl A to be outside at this hour. And, anything else? No, go on. The hero appears and drives the attackers away. What a terrifying expression of pure rage, and her hair is unusually messy. Clearly she's in love with girl A and is protecting her. What other reason could she have?
And here is my chance. The hero attacked the bullies because she was practicing martial arts. She was taking out her rage at them for being noisy. She's an ally of justice. Oh, okay. Ow. As usual, legs, pain. Position switch. Let's see. Practicing martial arts. I mean, there is karate class. She was taking out her rage at them for being noisy. She's an ally of justice. Should we go with like the most ridiculous anime trope as well? Being an ally of justice? Let's go with that.
Maybe she was trying to protect girl A, but not out of any romantic impulses. She just couldn't stand seeing someone being treated like that. The victim didn't matter. I never thought of it like this. However, that was the end of it. Let's move on to the next scene. By the way, what was that on her sleeve? It's a library committee armband.
Ah, that. I jumped because it seemed like the least amount of trouble. Also, Olivia was at the library all the time.
And what was inside the bag? Textbooks, some borrowed novels. Thankfully, they didn't even get too waterlogged. In any case, she jumped into the pond on a fairly chilly spring day to get girl A's back out of the water. It's obviously she wanted to impress her crush.
I'm not that vain. It just happens in the heat of the moment. I should continue. She jumped to the pond because she was trying to cool her fists. She needed something from girl A's bag. She wanted something in the water. But if you needed to cool your fists, you wouldn't jump like with your entire body, I guess. And it's presented here like she did. Let's go with that one. Even thought this will be like, oh, so you were stealing from me. There is something I noticed right now with this background. Corrected. Could she notice something in the water? Maybe.
She saw something in the pond. A glint of metal, yes, a gold watch someone has lost, and she jumped in to get it. I didn't notice anything like that. Huh, she must have hid it in her pocket right away. If you say so.
And here is the hard part. If I can't refute this one, nothing will help me.
And now for the final scene. The hero hands girl A her things and tries to cheer her up. And you are certain the expression is accurate? Oh, I am. Blushing at a side glance actually became one of my most treasured. That's enough, thank you. However, you might try to interpret it differently. It's crystal clear that she was kind to Girl A because she's in love. I must stress how unusual this behavior was. I mean, Girl A couldn't believe she was hearing such gentle words.
And I can't believe I lost my composure like that. I really should have known better. Still, there must be a way out of this. She said that because... she was grateful for a chance to practice a new move.
If not for Girl A, she wouldn't be able to practice right away. She was simply expressing her gratitude. Still following the martial arts angle? But then why apologize?
Uh-oh. She looks a little shaken, which makes me feel guilty. But I wouldn't have to resort to this if she didn't pressure me in the first place.
You seem to have an explanation for everything.
Of course, I'm excellent at weaving elegant falsehoods. After all, I bet I could become a criminal mastermind if I put my mind to it. Well, clearly she was not the criminal mastermind that we had in the first game we played today.
Most of what you said makes sense, but still. Are you that bad at admitting defeat? No, as I've said, I will accept the truth, no matter what it is. Maybe my intuition isn't as sharp as I thought. Now I have to rethink some things.
That's it. I'm safe now to get back the scrapbook and return to my peaceful life. Just I reach for it, she grabs my hand.
Not yet. There's still something else I want to clear up. Key?
She rummages in the drawer for a while before setting down something heavy on the desk, smiling like she has regained her confidence. It's a huge and intimidatingly thick folder. Very intimidating. I have a feeling of foreboding.
It's time for a more direct approach. I've been gathering data for some time. What kind of data? I won't dance around the issue. There is something I must reveal. Our game was all about you from the start. I apologize for the deception.
I know.
Yeah, I figured that out. Hey? Years of careful observation have led me to this conclusion. Enid, you like me, don't you?
No. It's just an underhanded move. I won't let it rattle me.
You're accusing me of something like that without any proof.
There. Now the tables are turned. It should be impossible to prove someone is in love with you. Right?
Careful, your face will split if your smile gets any wider.
She leaves through the folder. From cover to cover, it's filled with sheets of paper, post-it notes, even photographs and newspaper clippings. It's making me uneasy.
What is this exactly? My evidence. I call it the chronicle of all the times and it has been nice to me.
Say what? A slip of paper falls out and I pick it up.
It's a tomato soup recipe. Some things must have gotten mixed in.
Now I get it. So this is just an intimidation tactic. Of course, there is no way I'd leave so much evidence behind. I hope.
I'm not sure what you were trying to do, but if you have any further accusations, I'm all ears.
She flips through the pages, seemingly at random, her eyes never leaving my face.
Let's begin with... here. June 1st, afternoon, after my birthday party. Enid composes a 30-verse poem in my honor. Well, an explanation for that? It was a competition suggested by your dad, remember? The goal was to give you the best compliment. Naturally, just wanted the prize, and so I played to win.
Not that there were many participants.
I guess that's possible. Then how about... Oh, late October that same year, when I was sick with a cold, you stayed up all week so you could always hear in case I call. The bucks and rewards were impressive. But really, you shouldn't have worried. I'm a vampire after all. A simple cold is nothing. I was just testing if sleep deprivation really boosts your mood.
Also, you're not a vampire.
Did it work? No. Huh, how about this one? August last year. While we were on a trip, Enid carried all the luggage to the hotel on her own, never letting me touch anything.
I don't even have a to lie for this one.
It's because you're terribly clumsy. But I have vampire super strength, I could have helped you. Any more groundless claims? Huh, January 25th.
Lynx has gone blind.
It's because I hate this color.
Ah, they blinded me again. And you too.
Was seen running around the city asking in every bookshop. Claimed to have bought it despite evidence that she cooked it herself. Took my place to save me from the embarrassment of public speaking.
Everything covered, huh? 2 hours later. Wow.
My dress was draped on the chair, and on top of it was a wig looking suspiciously like my hair. And that makes you think I was rehearsing a love confession? It was a bit of a for bait for assassins.
The light seeping through the curtains has changed in color and intensity. It must be sunset. I feel like I've run a marathon in a hilly countryside. My throat is dry. Olivia is biting her lip, still flipping through a folder, but to my relief she doesn't seem to find anything more. Really, I bet she should look into a different book. Not the folder, she should look into a book that belongs to her mate. That's where she would find the proof. Anyway. Really, she documented nearly every day we spent together. I don't know if I should be flattered or concerned. Admit it makes me just a little bit happy. Whatever, I'm glad it's over for.
Are we done? Can I go now?
And it won't be light this time to say, I really need a bathroom break.
Wait, there ought to be something I've missed. I've wasted enough time today. If you don't have anything else, I've got it.
I'm already half risen from the chair, but at the sight of her expression I have to sit back now. She's just bluffing, surely. Olivia stands up and moves in front of her desk, looking down at me.
I can't believe I overlooked something so obvious.
What is it now?
Enid, all these years, you were the only one who never mocked me for what I am. Even my parents would be dismissive, saying things like, "Why on earth would you pretend to be a vampire?" And, "Don't be silly, garlic is harmless," and so on. Only you never doubted my words. I know I can trust you more than... That's it. As I thought you were bluffing. I'm not even going to bother overturning the sham of an argument. Bring the scrapbook later to my room.
I stretch leisurely, get up and head for the door.
What a waste of an afternoon. Unlike you, I have things to do, so don't ask. I've looked inside.
I knew it. Let's go. I stand frozen in place with my hand on the doorknob.
The scrapbook, which you've admitted it's yours. I've seen what's in it. How do you explain its contents?
Wait, she might be actually lying though. My thoughts are jumbled, leaving nothing but static noise in my head. I don't know what to say. With each passing second, the believability of whatever answer I could give shrinks more and more. Soon I think will sound like a helpless excuse. It's all over then. A masterful liar can't come up with anything and loses after all.
Enid, are you listening? A vampire. I didn't quite catch. It's because you're a vampire. You unconsciously use your powers to make me fall in love with you. It's been going on forever now. I can't help that I feel that way I do. All because of your powers.
The worst thing you can do when lying is to get defensive. Flustered and give too many deals. I know this, but I can't stop. The words are just spilling out.
I can't fight it. You've got me completely under your spell. I don't even have a will of my own anymore. All I think about is you.
I have the weirdest feeling of finality, a chilling kind of knowledge, a realization that the door has closed. Forever. Actually, I imagine it's actually fully opened, but let's see.
That's why I did all these things you listed. That's why I have that scrapbook. It's all because you're a vampire.
Even a child could come up with a better lie. I don't want to turn back and look at her. I don't want to see the smug expression she's wearing. I'd run away if my legs didn't refuse to move. A sound of ruffled fabric followed by the clatter of a window being opened. As I turned around, the room fills with brilliant golden light. That's not golden.
What are you doing?
She's halfway out of the window before I catch her.
Let me go! Idiot, it's the 5th floor! I deserve to be turned to ash for what I did.
Don't tell me. She's kicking quite hard, but I wrap my arms even tighter around her waist.
If I die, you'll be free. Don't you see? It's the only way to release you. I have to let the sun burn me to a crisp. What the hell are you going on about? Stop squirming.
Thankfully, with my superior strength, I managed to drag her away from the window, but she's still clinging to the curtains.
Enid, I command you to let me go. Not happening. Please, Enid, I'm a monster. Even if I didn't mean to, I've hurt the person I love the most. Since I don't know how to leave the enchantment, I'll have to take the next most logical step.
Logical? Really?
I'll give you free will back.
She makes a lunge for the window, I pull her back and we both stumble to the floor.
Come on, can't you feel that sunlight doesn't harm you? So it's not enough. A puff of colloidal silver won't do anything. But I lied. Of course you're not a vampire. Don't you remember? Remember what?
When we were little, there was a rumor going around about how monsters are kidnapping children.
I was an idiot, of course I believed it, and so got so scared I couldn't sleep. You know what? It's a secret, but I'm actually an ancient vampire, a vampire queen. You're making this up. Absolutely am not. When you can see, I fly around as a bat at night. And of course, all the other monsters are my servants, so I'll order them to never bother you.
And you've kept up that pretend play for years, even after I grew up and no longer believed in such nonsense. Nice. Huh.
Hey? Oh, that happened. I completely forgot. Did you? But if I'm not, then why? Because I can help it. If you learned how much I love you and thought it was disgusting or mocked me or even made fun of me just a little, I'd never be able to live with it.
Before her parents have taken me in, I was just a neglected orphan. The world had no place for someone like me. When I met Olivia and her family, I made an unexpected discovery. Kind and warm people really exist. But there was something I couldn't reconcile. Accepting this kindness. Wouldn't that put me at their mercy?
That's loud.
I don't ever want to become so weak as to rely on others' goodwill. For my happiness. It can disappear in an instant. And when it does, how would I live then? Yet. Never put off by my terrible personality and harsh words, you were always happy to be with me. There must be something wrong with her, I thought. Often you annoyed me with your bossy attitude or ridiculous fantasies, and yet... If I was lonely, you stayed by my side. If I was scared, you took my hand. Really, I didn't have a choice but to fall in love, and not because of any supernatural powers.
If I let you go, you won't try anything weird? I won't.
The curtains are gently swaying in the breeze. The sun has set and the room is gradually sinking into the darkness. I feel like all strength has left my body, so I just sit on the floor.
You're right about everything. I'm in love with you, and I lied that I'm not. So of course I couldn't stand by when anyone tried to mess with you. Of course I had to get you anything you wanted. Of course I had to do something when you were upset.
But I could never admit it. You've accepted me with all your heart, and at some point somehow, this acceptance has become essential for me to continue living. It does sound like a spell, doesn't it?
I know everything about you. That you don't like the bitter teas, that you're scared of wasps, that you can only fall asleep on your side, your every habit, all the stupid little things. They absolutely disgustingly adore every single one of them. Just sink your face first thing every morning, cheers me up. How pathetic is that?
Somehow I managed to not to cry, so I'm at least spared that indignity. Here we go again. Fragrant breeze brushes my flushed cheek, and a curtain of golden hair obscures my vision. Yeah? My lips must feel very dry.
Please don't do something like this if you don't mean it.
But I do mean it.
Emmett, you know all those things about me, and still you don't realize how much I love you too. Hey? That's an expression I've never seen before.
I like this music, it's so good.
Stop staring! Hehe, but I feel like I finally understood everything. I'd make a terrible detective. Enid, I'm truly sorry for not noticing how much you were suffering. To make up for it, I promise from now on, I'll make you share with me everything that bothers you, no matter how much you resist.
She helps me stand up and dusts me off.
Oh, but now I really want to know what's in it. I knew it! She lied! What? I'm talking about your scrapbook. Of course I'd never intrude on your privacy. I lied about looking inside.
I managed to pin her down with a tackle before she can reach the desk.
Oh, come on. What kind of damning evidence could it possibly contain? I'll burn it. I'll burn it as soon as I can. I should have done this long ago. Enid, you're squeezing it hard.
As soon as I loosen my grip, she twists her arms free and goes straight for the desk.
Got it.
She's holding the scrapbook above her head, out of my reach. But I'm not giving up that easily. As I throw myself forward, my movements cause the rack to slide. Olivia stumbles backwards, hits the windowsill, and instinctively clutches the curtains to regain her balance. The scrapbook makes perfect arc as it soars through the open window towards the ink-black sky and disappears into the dark. Judged by the distant splash, it has landed in the river.
Phew! Ha!
I have to admit, even after all of this, losing it stings
just a little bit. Maybe... no! Then will forever remain a mystery I couldn't solve. Every detective has one, so that just makes you more legitimate.
She puts a hand to her chin and thinks for a moment. Slowly a smile spreads across her face. I suddenly realize how tired I am.
How about a game? Huh? I'll try to guess what was so embarrassing about that scrapbook and you tell me if I'm right. I'm not. Was it a collection of unseen love letters? I mean unsent, not unseen, but also unseen to be fair. Pencil drawings for me, of me. Unlikely essays on what makes me so amazing. Just a list of things you like about me the most, or... I'm going to bed. But I guess right. What if... Hey, don't close the door while I'm still talking!
Familiar voice, familiar nonsense. Before I notice, I've grown so used to it that I don't even want to imagine a different life. I hope it never changes. As for the scrapbook, well, maybe I'll start a new one. And fill it page by page with memories of you. Of the end. My favorite. Yes, definitely my favorite. Out of 3, without a doubt. Oh my god, the title is so lengthy. Copy paste. And here is the link. Whew. Okay, so we played Stand Still. I woke up next to you, something something, and the Vampire Detective and the Case of the Lying Maid. 3, I would say, neat games. I mean, I would say I Woke Up Next to You again was like the most stunningly looking overall. That's for sure. It was the most stunningly looking, yes. Maybe there is more to it when you check out the other endings, which I will do on my own, probably during the day today. I usually do it like that if I play only like one route. And now the Vampire Detective in the Case of the Lying Maid. To be fair, my favorite. To be fair, this kind of character design, like in here, I like the most overall. So, despite the fact that I Woke Up Next to You was super stunning, this is basically more my type. I think also I liked the supposed story the most. I don't know. Kinda relax and kick back and check out what exactly there is in the story. I like that kind of stuff. Like, you can easily go through it, and very importantly, a game where we actually got a good ending for sure. Because with Stand Still, I mean, technically there was the good ending, but it was at the very end revealed, right? After the story. With the waking up, I don't know, it was a good ending. Whatever. And when it comes to the Vampire Detective and the Maid, well, clearly a very good ending. And that would be the end for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Again, you know, consider liking video, subscribing to YouTube, of course, as per usual. That's always super appreciated. But this was made thanks to the fact that I streamed it on Twitch TV, so feel free to follow me there as well. And maybe that way you can participate like in a live stream as well eventually. It's at Twitch TV /the PolishLynx. Anyway, hope you have a wonderful day, and hopefully I'll see you either in the next video or in the chat on Twitch. Bye bye.